Good afternoon, Whack with you on April 21st, 2020 with a video lesson going over today's trades. A bit of a weird day, both good and bad. I mean, net profitable around just called 500 US, 400 something, 480 something, I think it was. Um, and you know, some really good lessons, some lessons to also learn from, even for me. I find the toughest time for me in the markets are usually when when there isn't much going on. And then when there finally is something going on, I don't capitalize just because I'm used to a slower market. I mean, it's just like a self fulfilling prophecy, really. But anyway, let's jump into them. So the first trade today, I'll show you them on Interactive Brokers in a sec, was on GVSI. And I mean, this is a standard OTC multi-day runner, nothing more than previous day's percent gainer that is morning spiking, right? So how many times have I talked about this? Probably a number of times. And if you're in my courses, you're probably sick and tired of hearing me talking about it over and over. But it needs to be repeated because this is the importance of doing your due diligence the night before. This snapshot right in here is very, very important for you to understand. Okay, this is a previous day's percent gainer. This thing was up 133% on April 20th, and that due diligence led to the ability to spot the morning spike. And you'll be able to see here my entry was on the GVSI at 0089 with 300,000 shares. Actually, let's put this over a bit more. So filled at 0088 actually was where it was fill price. 300,000 shares and out at 0095 shortly thereafter. Let's see if I can bring up the chart on GVSI and zoom out. Can we do this somehow? I might have to go back a bit more. Right, there you go. There it is. So I'm basically getting in and getting out as soon as I hit my goals. And 8 fill all the way to 9 6. So what is that? 10%? Yeah, 10%. And my expectations of the market are very low right now, which is why I'm not holding. The level 2 was on my side, okay? But it felt nice locking in some profits. So I took them, and that was a nice, beautiful trade. So that's that. The next one was trying to short OCGN, which did not work out, and then I tried shorting SMTS, which just didn't work out. I mean, this was a really frustrating stock to watch. It just wasn't moving, wasn't liquid. It was up for no reason, and it just held all day, right? So as you can see on SMTS, let's just zoom out here. Right, so you can see me. I'm trying to short this pullback right here, the pop off of the pullback. So this pullback into this pop, I'm trying to short for what I think is a continuation to correct the inventory on yesterday's spike, right? And when that doesn't work out, I just start adding into my short. And quite frankly, I mean, this was at 9:45, and when I start seeing it just doesn't work, almost an hour and a half later, I'm just cut my losses. Okay, so I sat on an average price of, I want to say, what was this here? So I shorted 500 at 315, 1,000 at 312, another 500. Yeah, so 316 was my average. Okay. So when you talk about cutting losses quickly, you can also average up and down so that you can have a bit more time built into when you have to make a decision. And that's something that I like to do into choppier markets. I don't just go all in, at what I think is going to be a perfect entry because the volatility is not as much. So I average out my pricing, and then in this case, it allows me to still not take too much of a loss. I mean, 316 entry, cutting at 320. And let's bring this over a bit. Yeah, 316 entry, 316 average, and cutting losses at 320. So what, 4 cents on a $3 stock? Not bad, right? Within my rules. So I'm happy I stuck to my rules. And you know what? In hindsight, that was a good decision, right? Because the stock was just not doing anything. So okay, so that's the trades on SMTS. You'll see a lot of stuff here that I tried putting in and I just canceled those orders, so lots of indecision, so it's a state of my mind, I guess. GVSI, I was trying to buy the dip at 096 late afternoon. I'm glad I canceled the order. The level 2 turned the moment I started putting in my order, so just just wasn't really interested in it. And in hindsight, I should have just shorted it because I was trying to buy it here in this sort of dip. And what I had seen, just so you understand my mindset. Oh, come on, WeWap's not working for some reason. Anyway, WeWap was hanging out right here. So the stock had ran up, come down, come up, come down, and made these sort of higher lows. So I was trying to get fill in 0.96 here for a potential squeeze to retest the penny mark. And I'm glad it didn't work out because that was a better short. And in hindsight, and this is me starting to go back to my rules, I have to recognize again, look, this is, day 4. This thing has come up literally like 600%. And I was actually having a client today I was talking to, and I said, this is a better short, and I should have just listened to myself. I think I was just so frustrated off of SMTS, um, where I just needed a win. That's that emotional side that can be so difficult to manage sometimes, especially in choppier markets. Okay. What else? So GVSI trade canceled, and then so then I bought the dip on OCGN, and man, oh man, this is a really, really fantastic lesson, on patience and also on my timing, because this was a fantastic buy. I mean, you can see the line I had drawn here at 587. That was the support zone I was playing off of. Let's put this on a multi-day chart. And you can see right here that this is a significant area that I was trying to play off of on fantastic COVID-19 news. 100% efficacy in severe COVID cases, good results, and just I nailed that dip buy, and you can see that right here. OCGN bought at 596 and bought at 592. So I'm just basically averaging down here in the 590s for this dip. So I'm buying it here, right? And what happens? I want to sell in the 610s, and this is standard 11:30 price action off a dip where it just that wasn't the time. The time was at 1 o'clock. So this is just me, honestly, just being a little bit confused. What used to work before was 11:30 dip buys. Now it's a 1 o'clock dip buy. Okay. And but the thesis is still true. And had I had the patience, had I not been frustrated with SMTS, had I just, maybe just been a bit more patient and maybe in a better mindset today, we're all human, right? I could have just shown up here. I mean, what a fantastic dip for the eventual squeeze. And it makes sense. The stock is heavily shorted, no shorts available. Fantastic news. Massive percent gainer on the day that's dipped below WeWap, trying to reclaim WeWap. How many times have you heard me talking about the dip buy reclaiming WeWap? I mean, that is OCGN to a T. And this is probably setting up for a short. Might need a few more days to run, but anyway. So what do? I buy it. Hey, let's just open up OCGN. Let's see here. All right, so I'm buying the dip here, and I'm not selling into this pop. And when I see weakness, I say, you know what? Not right now. I just want to take some profits and walk away. Small $24 gain, but this is what I was looking for. Just I was 2 hours early. Okay, and that's the name of the game with trading. And I was busy here, so I wasn't able to capture this. I was in the middle of a lesson with a client, so I was able to capture this dip buy. But this was the time to get in. Okay. Okay, so that's OCGN. Next one, oh yeah, WBT. What an absolute frustrating stock. Just absolute epic fail on all accounts. Okay. So you can see me here. Let's just look at the bigger picture, and then we'll come back and take a look at it here. All right, so percent gainer, testing 52-week highs. I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I don't really like the news. There's no reason this thing should be up. 108 million shares traded. So I'm taking short positions into weakness, and what appears to be in this moment is stock that has sort of double topped. So when we get a pop, I wait for the panic, I wait for the pop, I short into that pop, and the stock had ulterior plans. Okay, so I had to keep shorting into it to average out. And then by the time the market, what is it? By the time the market's sort of closing up here, is that what I did here? Let me just double check. Yeah, exactly. I just closed my position here, and I wasn't too happy with it. it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So when I finally had the ability to cover, I covered, and then you know, I see it spike. So being frustrated again at the mindset of the fact that this isn't running, and now it finally runs, I flipped my thesis on its head, thinking, you know what, maybe this is a better long. Maybe there's more room left for this thing to go. And yeah, buy at the top, sell at the bottom, just a complete fail. This is emotional trading right here. Okay, what you're seeing right here is emotional trading. I've been sitting in front of the screen all day, and had a client at like 1 o'clock, and just been a mentally draining day. So and it's sunny outside, and I should go out and sunny. But I'm going to end this video lesson on a positive note, and that's the fact that when I do stick to my rules and I do follow the things that I'm supposed to follow, then I get rewarded, and that's on TDC. Okay, so TDC standard standard earnings winner. Okay, so they come out with earnings at 4:05 p.m. Stock starts spiking. Meanwhile, I'm beating my head against the wall with WBT. This thing is running. So, granted, probably a little bit of a frustrating trade. I'm like, you know what? This is an earnings winner, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, was it NLST? I think it was NLST. Oh yeah, I gotta go over FSR as well because I did a quick trade on that didn't work out. No, it's not NLST. I don't know, NCTY maybe it was. I can't remember what it was, guys. Sorry. Yeah, this squeeze right here, I don't think I can capture on a multi-day chart, but this squeeze right here was as a result of positive earnings, I believe. So I know the power that these fantastic earnings calls have. Oops, you don't, well, here's all my personal files. Where the hell am I going? I'm going here. Anyway, so knowing the power of these earnings reports, I saw TDC's fantastic earnings reports, and it was a really good earnings report. And this thing starts squeezing. Okay. And what do? Well, I start buying into that, a little bit of a chase nature, but completely recognizing that this thing has legs to run. Like the thing with this that's pragmatically different, and why it's a little bit okay to chase here, is how many times have you seen these charts where the first spike and the pullback still has legs to run, and just averaging down. That's all it is, just averaging down. So I got a nice, beautiful sort of $47, $48 average right here, and just sold into a beautiful pop and took a nice $500 profit. And damn near tops essentially is where I'm selling it. I had an order at 52 that I canceled, but you know, and then when I sell it, I just sell it short real quick. So what I had left up here was 50 shares. So I sold short 100 shares and just kind of umped that profit a little bit to the downside. And I'm happy I did that because I added a little bit more to the profit and loss scenario. So yeah, so overall I'm up today, 480 bucks. I think it is 490 with all the losses considered. All those little choppy trades I took earlier, a little bit frustrating, right? So had those not happened, so probably closer to a $700 or $800 a day. But so be it. I'm still grateful for profits. And I said I was gonna finish on a positive note, but I guess it won't be because I forgot to talk about FSR. FSR. I was looking at this, fantastic, fantastic top. I'm shorting into the top, and You see this panic right here down to the 1490s, 1480s. I wanted that towards market close. So when did it happen? Exactly when I covered at market close, and then it dumps again. Like, what do you do here? I'm shorting into absolute perfect tops, and the result doesn't occur until literally after I get out. So just, an overall frustrating day. I'm happy for profits. I mean, look at this, a meager $1 profit. I'm going to bring this page back up because it makes me feel better. It shouldn't make me feel better, but after the day I've had, I'll take it. So yeah, so FSR, just an absolute frustrating trade, seeing this dump literally 30 seconds after I cover my short position. So, it is what it is. All in all, green. It's fantastic outside. I am going to go out and golf. I definitely deserve it today. And just another video lesson capturing that even me, even with all these years of experience, I have bad days, even though it turned out being a profit day. Okay? But I'm not going to let it impact me. I've got a great life to go and cater to now, so I'm going to go and do that. You guys have a fantastic day, and I shall see you in the next few days, hopefully.